might have been worse about your behavior, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to handle it. I mean, that's what all this ego stuff is about. It's about us spending time now.
A scene from Silver Linings Playbook, the multi-Oscar nominated film that has critics and fans raving. It's funny, it's powerful, it's moving, it's inspiring. And here now the man who made it all happen, Oscar nominated director and screenwriter David O. Russell. Welcome to you, David.
Thank you, Piers.
So we've got this drama unfurling of Jennifer Lawrence speeding her way here. She may or may not make it in time. If she doesn't, viewers, we're going to interview her after the show and run it tomorrow night. So either way, you will get some lashings of Lawrence. But you're the guy who...
She's true to her character in the film.
A diva. I'd expect nothing else. And to be honest, if I was as talented as she is, I'd be a diva too. Let's talk about Silver Linings Playbook. It's a real labour of love for you. And the reason being that obviously the character played by Bradley Cooper is a bipolar character. He has mental problems. And the movie takes you on this journey as he comes out of it the other end. Your son suffers from very similar issues, and it was a very personal thing for you. Tell me about that.
Well, you know, when you're the parent of a child with a mood disorder, it takes over your life, and it did with me and Matthew's mother, Janet. And you find yourself in a maelstrom of doctors because they have moods that can turn your house upside down, like, you know, in moments. A simple conversation, and it's very different than what I think many people would expect normally. And I was very inspired when the whole thing to me is to make these people feel loved and supported and embraced. You would do anything for your child, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would do anything to help my child feel part of the world. So I thought how wonderful it would be if I could make a movie that would be a great story. It would be funny, it could be real, and it would be emotional. And it would be about people like this, the people Jennifer and Bradley play. And
what I like about it, it doesn't sugarcoat the illness aspect. It doesn't try and enter some sort of fantasy world with it. It's real, it's there, and it has to be dealt with. And it's how the characters, I mean, quite uniquely, I think, all four of the lead characters in the movie have all been Oscar nominated. I can see why, because they all play such vital roles in this journey of the mental illness becoming not accepted so much as dealt with in the proper way, not stigmatized. And that's the key message that I drew from the movie, that the way to deal with this, you know, 100 million Americans suffer from some form of mental illness, depression or whatever. You can't have that number of people in America feeling stigmatized. You've got to do more to help them embrace it and deal with it.
I couldn't say it better than you said it. The embracing aspect of Jennifer and Bradley's characters is everything. And I've had so many people come forward to me since the film has been out and said, thank God, I myself, someone comes up to me and says, I'm bipolar and I will never again not take my medication, or I thank you. I was never able to talk about it. I would never talk about it. Now I feel I can talk about it. And this is how we as a society end up dealing with it only when it's a crisis, which is nuts. I mean, you don't want, I mean, I personally felt stigmatized being the only one very often at a school or in a restaurant, anywhere with our son, facing these challenges. The other parents at the school where he goes, the Glen Home School, have meant everything to our family because you become a community and you know each other. But to embrace it and remove the stigma and not regard it as other gives us a chance to begin to embrace it and know it and treat it and not ignore it or push it aside.
Well, I hope anyone who suffers from any mental illness or is related to somebody who does goes and sees the movie, because it will give them, I think, the inspiration for how it should best be dealt with. We're going to have to take a break here because we have breaking news. Jennifer Lawrence is in the building. The diva has arrived. So she will join us after the break.
David, you made a movie for your son so that he wouldn't feel alone and so that he could feel understood. And I think I can speak on behalf of most of us in saying that you helped more than your son. You've helped so many sons and daughters and husbands, wives, everybody.
Thank you, Director David O. Russell. It's Jennifer Lawrence's heartfelt acceptance speech for winning the SAG Award for Best Actress. Jennifer is outside my studio. It isn't coming in yet. Not quite sure why. Can you shed any light on this, David?
I think it's all mysterious.
Has she had another wardrobe malfunction?
Yes, I think so.
Tell me about Jennifer Lawrence as an actress, since she's not coming out to tell me herself.
You know, I wrote this script 5 years ago, and I tried to make it 5 years ago, and I was frustrated, Piers, but it turned out to be my silver lining because Jennifer Lawrence was in high school 5 years ago. So I think there's something very special about her. She was the first Skype audition I ever did from her parents' home in Kentucky. She dressed up like the character. She knocked it out of the park. She's very authentic and unpretentious and unprecious about herself. She has a confidence that is very much like the character in the film. She at one moment, but she still can be very vulnerable. You know, so at one moment she seems like she's 40, and the next she can seem like she's 18. She showed up for the film. She looked a little starved from her first two pictures, X-Men and Hunger Games. And I said, "Gosh, why don't you eat? You know, I want you to look like a real woman in this. I don't want you to not be starving yourself." And she said, "Oh my God, no director's ever said that to me before." And she went out and got a deep fried Philly cheesesteak, and that opened up her spirit to the whole picture, I think, in a way. She felt, I think, very comfortable, and she jumped into the role and gave it a lot of herself.
And like I said, having 4 stars all getting nominated in all the categories, pretty unique. I mean, it probably has been done before, but I can't remember it in modern times.
In 31 years.
It's 31 years, right. So, I mean, a great achievement. That must, from your point of view, be almost like a holy grail of achievement, isn't it? I mean, it's like the ultimate thing that you would wish for.
I'm very proud of it. That was what I most hoped for. I was the happiest that Robert De Niro and Jackie Weaver and Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper all were nominated, because our film is about performance, it's about personality, it's about emotion. It's not about really anything else but humans struggling in their family every day. And so to have each one recognized, we created a world in a home, Piers. We were in a home in Philadelphia with Italian food cooking for, you know, the 33 days of our shoot. And for them to be acknowledged for everything they crafted. I mean, Bradley Cooper had to create a character who was bipolar. When is he lucid? When is he too much? He had to craft that. It's very specific. Jennifer had to craft.
Wait, she's approaching at high speed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
Thank
I was
goodness.
doing Kimmel and I got pulled off Kimmel.
Never mind Kimmel.
Apparently late.
We don't care about Kimmel. This is breaking news.
Hi.
As good as it gets. The world's
God, I'm
hottest
so
actress.
sorry.
Better late than never, young lady.
I had no idea it was late.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
You
thank
look fabulous.
Thank you.
How was Kimmel?
So do
I don't
you.
care. Don't answer.
It ran late, apparently.
Now, I want to read you a quote. This is from Rolling Stone magazine. And the review said that you were some kind of miracle. She's rude, dirty, funny, foul-mouthed, sloppy, sexy, vibrant, and vulnerable, sometimes all in the same scene, even in the same breath. No list of Best Actress Oscar contenders would be complete without the electrifying Lawrence in the lead. She lights up the screen.
Oh, my God.
I mean, wow.
Wow.
You plead guilty to all those descriptions?
Well, I'm going to have to read over
Well, let's
them
go
again.
through them. Are you rude?
Well, unintentionally, yes, unfortunately.
Are you dirty?
Well, I mean, I'm not dirty. What does that mean? No, I'm not dirty.
In the best way.
I'm not afraid of dirt.
Okay, that's a good compromise.
There we go.
Not afraid of dirt. Are you funny? We know you're funny.
I'm hilarious.
Are you foul-mouthed?
Yes.
Are you going to try and change that?
Yeah, I am. I'm working on
Going
it.
to try and be better?
Yeah.
Are you sloppy?
Yeah.
Are you sexy?
This is horrible. Why did I even rush here?
Are you sexy?
No.
Let me see.
You don't think you're sexy?
No.
Really?
No, I mean, well, no.
What do you think when you look in the mirror?
I'm just trying to figure out what to do with what I got. I'm just like, all right.
Are you vibrant? I think you're vibrant.
I can be colorful. I can be loud.
Vulnerable?
Yes.
What have you got to be vulnerable about? You're the best actress in the world right now.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think everybody has their own like. It's a very easy place to be vulnerable. Everybody kind of seems to know everything about you, and So
What I loved about you, I love your speeches. I love your
thank
acting,
you.
obviously, but let's move on to more fun stuff. 'Cause your speeches are hilarious and sort of completely different to most speeches because they actually make me laugh and they seem very sincere. And you don't seem to mind if you slightly ruffle a few feathers, which I like. But I also love your brilliant recoveries from wardrobe malfunctions. Now, let's take a look at this. This was from the Globes the other day because this was genius. Every woman I know thinks
oh God,
this was one
don't
of the
do
great
it! Don't
things
play
ever.
it.
I think we've got it.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this
You haven't
yet.
seen
There's
it?
Nicole and
No.
Naomi.
Oh God! Oh, here it comes. Oh,
What happened?
my pants fell off.
What? Wait, can I see that? Your
I
pants
don't.
fell
Well,
off.
yeah. Well, wait. Somebody trips me on the way. I remember that.
Your pants?
Yeah. Yeah. I got tripped. Yep. Yep. There it starts to fall off. And then I'm keeping it together, and then my pants fall off again. Oh.
What pants?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God. Oh
Well, we're
God.
going to take a very
I
quick
didn't
break,
really
and we're going
understand
to
what
get
that
your
was.
clearly shocked
It was
reaction.
a tear dress. It was
We're gonna
apparently a side effect.
Save your reaction.
Sorry.
We'll be back in a moment. 'Cause that was brilliant.
You're afraid to live. You're a hypocrite. You're a conformist. You're a liar. I opened up to you and you judged me. You're an ass. You're an ass. Get off me! Get off! You're harassing me! He's harassing me!
Jennifer Lawrence in her SAG and Golden Globe winning role in Silver Linings Playbook. She's up for an Oscar in a few weeks, and here is Jennifer herself, along with David O. Russell. So we left viewers on a cliffhanger because you were a little late, and I've forgiven
But it
you.
wasn't my fault.
I'm not blaming you.
Okay.
It's just a fact. But you then rushed in,
Oh, shit.
causing complete chaos, and I very generously decided to allow you to stay on my set.
Okay.
On the pretext that we could then run
Okay.
it
And then we
tonight.
get to say my side later.
Exactly.
Then we get the truth.
Okay. Well, the cliffhanger we left with viewers was the brilliant recovery you made from your wardrobe malfunction at the Globes, where it appeared to me, as a casual viewer, that your entire dress was collapsing
Yeah.
as you walked up to get this great award. Tell me what you were thinking as it began to fall apart.
It didn't. I didn't feel anything, which was actually a lot worse because then I just had this like blank look on my face while it looked like my
What
entire
is it
dress
that's
was about
happening?
to fall.
What is it that's
Well, it's-
happening? It's separate when it's separate.
Is it
God, I
actually
can't watch
ripping, or is it
I
just...
can't. No, it's a tiered dress,
Right.
which I didn't understand until I was like, why can I see my thighs? Yeah, it's just that's the design of the dress. So I guess if you put it on somebody with the coordination of my level, that's what's going to happen.
What I loved are the pictures there of like Naomi Watts and Nicole Kidman and others just sharing the horror as a woman, never mind anything else, of what could have been catastrophic. But you just
Yeah.
dusted yourself down and got on with it.
Just move on. Your pants fall off and you just keep going.
Well, talking of moving on, let's move on to your career, because it is to call it sizzling is to underestimate, I think, the impact you're having now. This is the second Oscar nomination for you. Can you quite believe it? You're 22 years old and this is exploding for you.
I know. It's absolutely incredible. I've been incredibly blessed.
When you were a little youngster, what was the dream for you?
I had a million dreams. I was going to be a doctor. I'm sorry, you hate it. I keep bumping David in my chair and it's killing him. Look at him. I'm just going to keep doing it.
I don't think he
keep
minds.
tapping him. No, he does. I was going to be a doctor, but I was always putting on shows. I would like put on an outfit and go and knock on our front door and be like, my name's Judy and my car just broke down. Can I use your phone? So nobody, yeah, so it was like I was always an actress. We just didn't really realize it until I became an actress. And then we were like, oh, that makes sense.
Tell me about your family, because I don't know much about you. You sort of suddenly arrived in this blaze of glory, but tell me about your upbringing, your family, and what they make of all this.
I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. My whole family still lives in Kentucky. And when I wanted to do this when I was 14, my parents weren't going to let me do it. My brothers actually called and said, you guys followed us through the World Series. You guys have been all over the country with us. And you would do this for us if it were sports. And this was her baseball diamond. And you have to let her do it. So it was because of my brothers that I was able to just get the chance. They were going to let me try it for the summer.
How do they feel now?
Now they're very relieved. I don't really think I could have done anything else. So relieved and proud.
David, what does it take to be a great actress? Because that performance in your movie is a really great performance, I think, by any yardstick. What does she have, Jennifer, that takes her to that kind of level?
I think there's a soulfulness that is immediately there. It's right there in her eyes and in her face and in the way she talks. I don't know how to express it except to point to her performance. I mean, she has a soulfulness that comes from her I don't want to embarrass her or sound, I just think we were concerned she was too young for the role, and I said she almost has a timeless quality to her, which I do feel. I feel like sometimes she seems like she's 18, sometimes she seems like she's 40. And not only that, a realness. There's a lack of preciousness. There's not a frame around what she's doing. It's raw and it's real, and it comes from part of her soul, and she just channels it right out there, and she's not afraid to jump in and do it any number of different ways. And she has very good instincts. She'll tell you when she feels something is false and when she'd like to find another way to do it. But it's a great gift to a director to have an actor who has so much emotion readily available on their face. That's authentic emotion. It's from her, and it's a part of her. And I just don't know how. It's a blessing to have someone channel that.
When he calls you and says, right, here is the deal. You're going to do love scenes with Bradley Cooper, and by the way, Robert De Niro is going to be there to give you acting tips. How many seconds does it take to say yes to that kind of thing?
About half a second. I've always wanted to work with David. He's my favorite director and has been for years.
And he's no shrinking violet. I mean, you've been very polite and nice with me, but you're known as the kind of enfant terrible of Hollywood. You know, you've fallen out with people, you've feuded with people, you're known as being on the edge, and that gives you, I think, this brilliant edge as a director. But, you know, you don't suffer fools. You're not a shrinking guy, are you?
What, me?
No, David.
Oh, go ahead.
I can't because we're the same person. David has this amazing quality. It was like tonight when we were just texting earlier where I was like, I had to tell him that I was going to be here tonight. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on Piers Morgan with you. And his reply was, ooh, we're going to be so cool. So it's just, his thought process is almost like a child where it's just so pure and honest. And he's a genius. And he just has such a pure way of looking at the world, and he also is very visual and is brilliant, and he's the sweetest person that I've ever met and the warmest person that I've ever met. And
really? I don't recognize
it's
file of cuttings
I've never met someone who doesn't deserve a reputation
be a monster.
Well, let me put it this way.
He's my little monster.
My God, this doesn't get any better, does it, for you? Jennifer's little monster. Let me put it this way. I would characterize some of the unfortunate missteps of the first half of what I would call my career. I feel like I'm in the second. I had a wilderness period that separated the two. You know, that kind of from Three Kings and then Huckabees and then and this picture as companion volumes. It brought me closer to the characters I'm directing because I feel, you know, if characters themselves are struggling and are humbled and want to be known and want to be respected, I know what that feels like. And they want a third or fourth chance. I know what that feels like myself, and I appreciate it in a very real way. It's not academic or distant. It's real. So that's the realness I want to put into these families and that Jennifer brought to life. Jennifer also is an extremely hard worker and she loves it. So she works so hard and relentless and willing to try it any number of ways and give you any number of choices. And about dancing, she was not a dancer. The woman was not a dancer. And she getting to know Bradley Cooper that way, I think made them both more vulnerable and open emotionally because they were pressed together in dancing and neither one of them were professional dancers. And so they had a week of being thrown together that way.
Let's take a break. Let's come back and talk about the Oscars, about Harvey Weinstein, the rascal, as I believe he is known, and also, Jennifer, your penchant for guys with a British accent. Let's just leave it there. I'm back now with Jennifer Lawrence and David O. Russ. Let's talk Oscars. Harvey Weinstein, who obviously is one of the brains behind this project, is one of the greatest Oscar grabbers I've ever seen. Anyone can lead you to glory, it'll be Harvey. He's known as the rascal. I believe. Why the rascal? Maybe, Jennifer, you could explain to me why Harvey's a rascal.
I don't know. That was just like the only really. It was either that or nincompoop. It's just. Oh God, what are these pictures?
You and
no
the
idea
nincompoop.
those were. Yeah, I love Harvey. I mean, he's been like a dad pretty much to me, a Hollywood father. I mean, he's really taken all of us under his wing and just kind of, he has a way of just making things happen. And he also stands behind films that he believes in.
What I like about him is he just has an absolute love and passion for movies and Hollywood. And he sort of does it in the old-fashioned way. He throws great parties, he celebrates, he wants to win Oscars, he loves the whole thing. And there's no cynicism with Harvey.
No.
It's all just, he just wants to win things, make great films, have great actors.
Yeah.
In terms of acting, who are your great inspirations?
Well, Meryl Streep, obviously, and Gina Rowland is a huge inspiration to me when I was, and Charlize Theron when I was younger. I remember watching Monster when I was, I think 13, 14.
I think she's seriously underrated, Charlize Theron. I interviewed her. I thought she had a real intensity.
Yeah, I loved her
beauty. Yeah, really fascinating.
Yeah, she is a fascinating person and an incredible actress. I think Kate Blanchett is amazing. Yeah, I have lots of the men. Well, they're, God, don't even get me started.
Can you get past Bradley's good looks?
I was
going to,
yeah.
or is it just impossible?
Well, Robert De Niro obviously is the best. I mean,
Did he give you any tips? Well, how does it work? Does he sort of
he gave me tips once on trying to stand my ground more and try to be like, no, I want this. I think he was because I kind of get a little bit too okay. I end up staying in like the Days Inn.
So he's more like you got to be ruthless.
Yeah, So he gave me a good talk about that. Nothing really with acting though. It's mostly I've learned from example with him. He's very calm and nice and it just gets it done.
Who do you think, David, is pound for pound the best actor in the world right now?
That's a horrible question to ask a director.
And that's like choosing your favorite baby. But
no, it's like asking your favorite baby. I can tell you some who I think are fantastic actors. I loved everyone in the cast of The Fighter. I loved Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg. You're talking about actresses and actors?
Yeah.
Both sexes. Wow, that's a big category. Well, in the spirit of that, these characters in the film are my favorite kinds of people, like my son, which is the reason, because they are unfiltered and they cause everyone around them to be less filtered and to be more real. So they go to a dinner party and they're talking frankly about their lives and their medications, and everybody at the party's uncomfortable, and pretty soon everybody's opening up. His best friend opens up as a result of that. So that's a very refreshing thing. I think that's something we share in common, it's safe to say. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
I can't let this end without asking you, Jennifer, about just this feeling I'm getting that you just have a bit of a thing for the British accent. Am I right?
Every girl loves the British accent.
Isn't that true?
But I also love England. I mean, London is my favorite city.
You spent a lot of time there, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. We filmed X-Men there, so I lived there for about 6 months.
You eat fish and chips and pints of beer. And, well, look, it's been a complete delight. Thank you for staying and giving us a little bit more. It was very gracious of you, and best of luck at the Oscars.
Yeah, thank you.
I've got a feeling you're in for a great night. I think you should be. I think it's an amazing movie, and I think, more importantly, it has such an important mission statement to it. Mental health is one of the great issues in America right now, and I think that this is just something everyone should go and see. Thank you both very much.
Thank you, Piers.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. And we'll be right back.